Hi everyone, Lady Botcher, Angela here with another face-up video. This was a commission for a Black Cherry Dolls Ichigo. So here I have already started. This is just the first layer. I've outlined all the things that I wanted to. And yes, I did do some of her face-up off camera just because I had to put it right up to my face, and I don't think you just want to see my hair rather than me just doing the face-up. So this is why I started after. So this is about 4 or 5 layers in, and I did the eyebrows in pencil first, and then I went over with a couple strokes of watercolor, and then I'll finish up with a couple strokes of white in the eyebrow. And right now I'm just doing the waterline and just kind of cleaning up everything that I wanted to. I really do like the waterline being pink and then a white line right on the edge. I think that makes the eye look a lot bigger. It makes it pop. So I've kind of leaned towards doing that for a lot of the sculpts that I've done. So yeah, I just enjoy how it looks, and it looks clean and fresh. So what I've done here also is I've done the blush, I've done some mica powder already, I've done, I believe, the blue on the temples, I've done the lips. You could see in the very first photo that of the video that I put down a base neutral, and then I went from there with putting a little bit of eyeshadow pigment down on her lips in like a pinkish pink color that kind of worked its way up to the edges of her lips, so it has this kind of gradient look. And then I did some pencil work with some fine lines and some white lines as well, and I think they turned out pretty great. I'm very happy with it. So I did a couple of things on this face up that I didn't do in other ones, and the commissioner wanted basically artist choice. She gave me kind of a reference to go from or to start from, and it was just the company face up of one of the Ichigo stock photos that they have on their website, Black Cherry Dolls. So this is an SD head. I do have, of my own collection, I have the Yidu face or head, excuse me, and it's for Yidu, and I love this face up that I'm doing right now on the Ichigo, that I'm going to redo hers as well. I was basically like inspired by this one that I am going to change up hers. So I am getting back to the face up. I'm using some mica powder again. I did this on a couple layers. She's supposed to be some kind of fantasy elf girl, so I ran with that, and I gave her some of the coloring of what the reference picture had, mainly for her lips. I wanted a little bit darker for her eyes and her eyebrows, so I went with black, and that is basically the default for my face-ups. Is if there's no specific eyebrow color or anything like that, I just go with black. It goes with everything, even blonde, wigs and things like that. So I actually really enjoyed doing this one. I not that I don't enjoy all of them, but I really enjoy this one. I think it's just because I have one very similar to this, and I was getting ideas for my own as well. So I think that's why I enjoyed it as much as I did. I am putting some mica powder down on her forehead right now because I will be doing a little crown for her. So she'll have probably the first crown that I've done on a face up. So right now what I'm doing is I saw these really cute white freckles on a face up that I had seen in the past, and I was like, I'm gonna try that out, and it gave her some texture more than actual freckles because I didn't give them big big enough blotches. So that's why they're not as prominent, but it does give a little bit of texture, which is great because that's a little bit more realistic, and I like that a lot. So here again, I had to cut out a lot of it because I was off screen, because I was having it right up to my face again. So you'll see I try to correct myself sometimes in getting it back in frame. These details are very tiny. So if you've ever worked on any, they are very, very tiny. So yeah, here I am starting her headdress, and it's sort of like a headdress. It's not a full head dress sort of thing. It's just, you know, one of those things that go over your forehead. I forget what it is. Is it a crown? Is it still called a crown? Or is it called something else, like a circlet or something? I don't know. I'm not sure. I thought it was cool, so that's why I did it. So I even drew up in my Procreate program a face-up for her, and I pretty much went with what my concept art was. So I really like doing that for ones that I am going to do on a whim sort of thing. So this is an artist choice commission, so I got to do pretty much anything I wanted. She did send a reference just to kind of start me off, which is great, because then at least I have a starting point, and then I kind of run with it when it's, you know, they don't really have a specific character in mind or anything. So I decided to do this, and I, you know, practiced with swirls, and I practiced with, you know, all kinds of things. So, but I ended up on this because it was a bit more simple. I liked it. I really thought it was just simple, sweet, and pretty. So that's why I went with it. It didn't detract from the face up at all, I don't think. I think it actually added to it more than distracted from it. So, and that's kind of what you want. You don't want to distract from all your hard work on a face up. You know, if you have something really, really cool on their forehead, that's all they're gonna see. So I did do it light enough, I think. I'm doing it in white first. This is like a stencil, you know, you have your practice, or not your practice, your stencil to go off of, your guide to go off of. And then after, I actually do a mix of mica powder that I put on her forehead and a gloss. So I mixed them together, and so the gloss would dry, obviously, and all that would be left behind would be the mica powder on the doll. So I did that. It came out, it is a sweet gold mica powder, so it did come out a little bit goldish, which is beautiful, I think, on this doll, so, and her skin tone. So I didn't want to do it in silver or anything like that because it may have detracted from the face up, and it may have cooled her face down way too much rather than warmed it up, which I think it did, which is awesome. So yeah, you'll see my hands are clean when I do face ups, just so don't worry about that. I do wear a glove when I know I'm going to be spraying. I don't want to get my ring, you know, filled with MSC. So I am just measuring up on each side, trying to get them equal, so they're not, you know, one's dangling too low or too high or what have you. But I do the gloss first, and I guess I forgot to seal her before that, so oh, here we are. So I have sealed her again, and now I'm just going to gloss up. And you see that I have done her forehead once, and that was before I sealed. So it's not as prominent as I would like it to be. So I'm going to just go over it one more time, which I think is a good thing because 2 layers actually makes it a little bit more opaque and just that much more fairy-like, I think. So I think she turned out pretty great. No, I did not do the eyelashes on this one. I did not film it. I did have to do them probably a good 10 times starting out, just because I was still trying to get the consistency right for the watercolor, my Prima watercolor medium. So I am okay with these eyelashes. I had to finally give up on the watercolor first. I had to do them in my pencil, my watercolor pencil, and then I went over it with a little bit of watercolor right at the beginning, just to darken the base. So, and then I give her a little bit of eyeshadow underneath, and yeah, I think she actually turned out really good. To be honest, I hope that the commissioner likes her, and I will be posting this after she gets her. She is being sent out today, so hopefully when you see this, she'll already be at her forever home. So, and here I am. I'm just working on the head dress again. I'm gonna just call it the headdress. And I actually, this was an experiment. This was a complete experiment, and I was hoping it would work, and it actually did. So, yay! I didn't want to get this far and then have to wipe the whole face and then have to start over. So, no, this is actually just mica powder and gloss together. So it basically, like with fingernail polish, you can put glitter in white, or not white, a clear top coat, and you can basically make a glitter top coat for yourself in fingernail polish. And it's sort of the same concept. So you can make shiny, really, really shiny paints, actually. So with just mica powder and gloss. So yeah, I encourage people to do this because this is amazing and it's so pretty. Any way you hit the light, it's just shining. It's fantastic. And if you do, it just depends on the colors that you do. This one, if you hit the light right, you'll see it. If you don't, then you may not be able to see it. And it's high enough that she could possibly cover it with hair if she doesn't like it. So yeah, I am going to leave it there, and thank you all for watching, and I really hope you like this one. I know I do. I'm going to be redoing my own Yidu based off of this. It might not be the same at all, but it will be very similar. I really like the headdress, so I may do that at some point. So thank you guys again, and I will leave you with the rest of it.